we want to cover a lot of different areas from Nutanix. We don't want this is just to be a Nutanix exam based training or course based training. We want this to be a on job based training. So like knowing something is quite easy by reading the document, but when you want to implement or when you want to troubleshoot, how do you need to do that and what best practice you need to follow, right? So we actually design this training on that way. But before getting into the core concept, I would like to give overview of this Nutanix training. So we are actually planning to cover this different scope in this this 1 hour. And then if you see, if you generally see, we have Nutanix University. This is where you will be able to find some of the free trainings. And then if you want to register your exam, then you have to go to the Nutanix University. And it has a lot of different tracks, but we are focusing only on the administration side. So administration side, we have associate, professional, master, and expert. So associate, the course name is NHCF Nutanix Hybrid Cloud Fundamental, and then the certification name is associate or NCA Nutanix Certified Associate. Then we have something called professional, that's NCP. The course name is ECA, exam name is NCP. So Nutanix has two names. One is training or course, and the another one is exam or certification. Okay. Then we have master, and then finally we have an expert. This 1.5 month training, we are planning to cover associate professional, and along with that, we wanted to have like on job based training, and then troubleshooting related side. So after you finish this training, you get more confident to handle the environment, troubleshoot the environment, and you can, certain level, you can also do that design of, some of the Nutanix features. Okay, so before getting into this, first we need to understand what is Nutanix. Anybody know here what is Nutanix? Is it a technology or is it a company? Feel free to share your answer on the chat window, or you can unmute yourself and you can talk to me. So any guess what is Nutanix? Anybody here? What is Nutanix? So based on your experience, do you know anything about this? Nutanix is a hypervisor like VMware. It's an HCI solution. It's an virtualization. It's a technology. Okay. Its own hardware and software with own hypervisor. Okay. So the answer is pretty much, I can say that it's one of the, one of the answers. But if you ask me, is this a direct answer? Answer is no, because based on my experience, even if you ask this question to a person who is working on working on this Nutanix product, they may not able to give you the right answer, because Nutanix, what is Nutanix? It's a company. It's a company. Okay. So like, VMware is a company. Okay. But what product VMware sells? That's virtualization. Okay. So in the virtualization, we have a lot of vendors in the market, not just VMware. We have Microsoft, Hyper-V, then Red Hat, KVM. Then we have Zen Citrix, and a lot of product in this market, right? But all this product are offering virtualization technology. Okay, so VMware is one of the company who has a product in virtualization technology, and they also have some competitors in the market. Likewise, Nutanix is a company, and they are in the HCI technology. Okay, so that's their technology. And who are their competitors? HPE, SimpliVity, Dell, VxRail, and then we have a lot of different competitors in the market. We will be seeing all that, maybe if time permits, we will see all that today. Otherwise, in the regular training, we will compare this with each and every vendor. And we also need to know that, if I ask you, why did you choose VMware when we have these many competitors? You can say that, it's very user friendly, and that brings a lot of, enterprise level features. That's something like, those are rich features, which is again, that's easy and user understandable. It's you can say that user friendly. Okay, VXIL is out of support now. Thank you, Ganesh. Yes, we will discuss all this, in the upcoming days. Okay, what does HCI means? What is the difference between HCI? Yes, yes. We after completing this day, you will be getting the, more confident on this area. I'll be answering all the questions. Okay. So now, like as I said, VMware Nutanix is a company. It is in the HCI technology, and there are a lot of competitors. So now I understand this technology. Like Nutanix is not a company. Sorry, it's not a solution. It's a company. Okay, Nutanix is not a solution. It's a company, and they are into HCI technology. I understand that now. But what is HCI technology? Why I need to choose this technology? Because if I ask you, why do you need to choose virtualization? Before virtualization, we were using physical servers. If I need 10 Windows server, then I need to get 10 physical servers. But after virtualization, I have a single server. On top of that, I install hypervisor, and then I create 10 different VMs. Right? I don't need 10 different hardware. That saves cost, that saves data center space, that saves power. A lot of benefits we get it from virtualization. So customers were started using the virtualization technology, and 99, or no, I can say 100% of customers using virtualization in their data center. So now we have something called HCI. What is this HCI? Why do I need to choose HCI? Why I'm hearing Nutanix everywhere, right? So I already said there are a lot of competitors in the market. You pretty much, some of you may have worked on some of this technology, and even some of you may have worked on Nutanix technology. But whatever key points of no I'm going to share today, will I believe that you may not be, you might not hear maybe 56%, 60% percentage of statement about what I'm going to make today. Okay, so next, I wanted to touch base on HCI. What is HCI? That's hyper converge technology. Okay, and it's an abbreviation. I know that you still have a question. What to know what is HCI? I don't want abbreviation. I still need more clarity on this. Yes, I'm going to start about that now. Okay, so before virtualization, I said we have a physical server. Likewise, before HCI, we have, or we had, or we have, or we will have two different technologies. What are this? DAS and SAN. Okay, I believe now you understood. DAS and SAN are storage related technologies, right? Likewise, HCI is also a storage technology. Okay, so we already have DAS and SAN. Now we are having a new technology called HCI, right? So for any product, if you take any product in the market, that solves some problems. Otherwise, it can't be success. If you take virtualization, that's a technology that solves a lot of problem. Like from one server, I can convert that one server, physical server, to 1,000 virtual servers, right? That's an advantage I get it with virtualization. That's why virtualization is so popular in the market. Likewise, HCI is a storage technology, and we already have two different technologies, but HCI is getting so popular, or it's already so popular, and a lot of customers moving towards HCI. But what is HCI? I said storage technology, right? What what is the difference between HCI and other technologies that we are going to see? So now let's start with DAS. What is DAS? What is DAS? This is DAS. Okay. You can take your laptop as an example. In the laptop, we have a motherboard, or you have a computer, desktop computer, where you have a motherboard. The hard disk or SSD is directly connected to the motherboard. Okay, it can be a single SSD, a single disk, or it can be a bulk amount of disk. Can be in one centralized box, and that will have a SAS or SCSI connectivity to the server. This connectivity and this connectivity are same, but the difference is one hard disk here, and here we have multiple hard disks here. But other than that, no, nothing changed. Okay, but anyhow, if I connect my storage directly to the motherboard, that's a DAS. Okay. So directly attached to storage, this is directly connected to my motherboard. Okay. So if I talk about DAS now, so what advantage I get? It's directly connected. Okay. Hence, it offers me data local. What is data local? I keep all my data local to the computer. Since it's locally connected, whenever I power on my computer, I can access all the data from my computer without any additional requirement or dependency. Okay. So now what advantage I get with this? What advantage? Since I keep my data local, it gives me performance. Okay. It gives me a performance. So now let me quickly, take a whiteboard and, I want to explain a scenario. Okay. So let's take a scenario. We have three different servers in a data center. Okay. And this is DAS. So now these servers have locally connected storage. So let's take each server has one SSD or hard disk connected, and capacity of each disk is 1 TB. Okay, I have three different servers. All servers have locally connected storage. So now on top of this, I run some application. Okay, so here I run AD server. This is going to be AD server. This is going to be DNS server. And this is going to be web server. Okay, so or maybe this side. This is going to be database server. Okay, so I set up my environment like this. After 6 months, I'm checking the utilization. And, the utilization of this is just 10%, and on the DNS server it is 6%. So now on the database server, I have 95% of utilization. So now I have a problem on my database server, because database server, the storage utilization is already 95%, and at any time it can reach 100%. And that if it reaches 100%, then there is a possibility my database can go into down. So as an administrator, I need to take proactive approach to sort out this problem. And if you are in this situation, what approach you take to sort out this problem? So most of you people come from administration side, and you might have worked on SAN and DAS environment. But anywhere, if a server has storage high utilization, I need to sort out this problem. So what approach you take to sort out this problem? You can unmute and talk, otherwise you can use the chat window. But please share your answer so quickly. Oh, you're not getting unmute. Okay. Amit, is that something you can extend? Let me quickly check with Amit. Okay. So I pass the message to Amit. Maybe he will look into that. Okay. User said add storage. Okay. If I want to add storage, do you think in your laptop you can add more storage, since the capacity of the storage probably one in your laptop? If you want to connect additional hard disk, you can't connect the hard disk as SAS or SCSI to the motherboard. You can use the USB based external hard disk you can buy, and you can use it like USB. But if you want to connect to this laptop, you can't do that. But in a server, yes, possibility. If you have more slots here, you can buy additional hard disk and connect it here. But let's take a scenario. I don't have an additional slot here. Okay, I consumed all my space. Okay, so in this way, what approach you take it? Okay, so I can have only one SSD. I can't have more than that. In this way, what approach you take to sort out this problem? Make cluster of all three disks. No, it's not a cluster. It's a regular server. Three different servers, not a cluster. Okay, but let me give you an answer. Okay, so now 95% is already here, and if I buy additional hard disk, maybe if I have a slot here, if I want to add new hard disk. Yes, I can do that. But what happened? Maybe another 4 months, 5 or 6 months, this disk also getting filled because the data size is too much, and data are keep coming, and it is, system is writing. Okay, so even if I have more storage, more hard disk connected, not now, but anyhow, within a short period of time, I'm going to have this problem again. So I need to look for a solution which needs to be, have to be an optimistic solution, and at the same time, the solution has to be, the solution has to offer me a prolonged, optimization. So this option is not feasible, or not optimal one, because for time being this can sort out the problem, but for long run, this is not the best way. Okay. In case if I remove this hard disk, for an example, this is 1 TB, the existing one, and if I replace this with 3 TB or something, that I can do it. But again, 3 TB also one day it is going to get filled. Correct. So now, anyhow, in whatever approach I take, it is for time being, it can fix the problem, but not permanently. So I'm looking for a permanent solution. So now my customer said, "Hey, that's fine. Why don't we share the storage from one of this AD server to here?" Because I'm very sure that AD server will reach 20% for next 7 years, and 80% of storage will be unutilized and wasted. Can we share the storage from server 1 to server 3, or maybe server 2 to server 3? Because I know that these servers will have, very less consumption of storage. I believe I can, share the storage. So my manager is asking me this question. So um, again, looking at the long run, a permanent solution somewhere, like I get a feel that okay, this is something good, but the problem with this, these servers are not designed for storage. These servers are a compute storage. Sorry, compute servers, not for storage server. These are compute server. And other side, if I share the storage with other server, I need to keep this server up and running always. If I shut down this server, or if I reboot this server, this storage becomes inaccessible. That puts database server into, complicated thing, right? Because this at one point of time, this storage becomes inaccessible, and that puts database a problem. Okay, so sharing a storage is technically possible, but not an optimal solution here. Okay, why this is a problem here in DAS? Because sharing a storage is technically possible, but these servers are not designed for storage server. These servers are designed for compute purpose. Okay, so I have a problem with DAS. DAS offers me high performance because data are local. My AD data is local to the computer. Hence, it can read and write the data very fast. That's an advantage with DAS. This is why lot of customers prefer DAS, right? Because DAS offers good performance. Let's take a scenario. I want to talk to a person who is next to me. I can talk to him without any requirement, without any dependency. Yeah, I can direct talk to him. The communication is more effective, right? That same thing here. If AD wants to write the data local to the storage, yes, it can do that. It will be very fast. The storage performance will be measured with IOPS, input output per second. That you get very high range here because your storage is local. Okay, but the problem here is sharing the storage. I can't share the storage here. That's my problem here. Okay. So DAS offers me performance because my data is local. So technical, I can say that, data local is my advantage with DAS. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is no share. No, can't share the storage from one server to another. That's a problem here. Okay. So some of the customer not happy with this one because they are looking for sharing, because one server, two server that they can manage. But in a data center, they have 2000 servers. 1000 servers are having this problem. 1000 servers are having this problem. What is the problem here? Here it needs more storage. Here I'm wasting more storage. Here I'm wasting more money. Here I need to invest more money to get more storage now. So my data center is not properly designed and not properly sized. Okay. I repeat again. With the DAS, I have an advantage of local storage, data local, but disadvantage is I can't share the storage. So if I have 2000 servers, maybe, for an example, a customer, 1000 servers, they have over provisioned the servers. Server has a lot of storages, but those are going wasted, not utilized properly. But other side, 1000 servers requires more storage. So now I need to go and invest money to buy more storage to add or expand the storage of database like applications. And other side, I already wasted huge money and huge resources for servers like AD and DNS. Okay. So this is the major problem in DAS solution. So this is where customer ask for the different solution. Hey, I'm happy with the DAS that offers good performance, but I'm not happy with this one because for larger data center or enterprise level data center, this is not the best solution. So give me a solution. Okay. So there should be a solution which should address this problem. What is the problem? Sharing the storage. And you understand what advantage we get with shared storage. Okay. So to sort out this problem, there was a new technology called SAN. What is SAN? SAN is shared storage. Okay. So now with the DAS, all the server has local storage, but with the SAN, the server will have local storage. Okay. Let me draw a diagram image here. Let's take three different server. And if you see the previous image, the every server we have three different local storage here. But here the servers will have no local storage. Instead, we have a centralized storage called SAN storage, and that will have a front end as controller. There is a controller at the front end. That controller controls everything here. At the back end, we will be having a lot of disk shelves. This disk shelf, we have collection of disk connected. Okay. So these are my servers, server 1, server 2, and server 3. These servers will be connected to the SAN controller through the remote or, network connection. So you have a storage switch in between, and the connectivity would be like iSCSI or FC, fiber channel. If you are looking for high performance, you probably go for fiber channel if you have more budget. Fiber channel is costly. iSCSI is low cost, but performance is fiber channel is front. So all my servers has no local storage. I can't have I can have data local now. This is SAN solution. So now this offers me shared storage. So previously with the DAS, I had a problem. I can't share my storage, but here I have a shared storage. Whenever I need more storage, I can easily go and create a LUN and I can mount as a data store, or I can mount as a disk to my server. So I have a flexibility now. Whenever I need more storage, I can go and do the scale up or scale in quickly and easily with the SAN. So now with the SAN, what is the advantage I get? It is going to be shared storage. Okay. What is the disadvantage you get? Here, no data local. Okay. So the advantage of DAS is disadvantage of SAN. The advantage of SAN is disadvantage of DAS. Very simple. DAS has some problem, SAN sort out that problem. SAN has some problem, DAS sort out this problem. Okay. What I'm trying to say, if you need data local, go for DAS. If you need shared storage, go for SAN. So data local, it is high in performance, more IOPS. This is decent, but not not like DAS solution. Okay. So now I have a third customer. He said that, hey, I can't compromise on performance, but I at the same time, I can't also compromise on shared, no shared storage. So what he is trying to say, he needs data local plus shared storage. Is there any solution which can give me data local plus shared storage? Okay. So I know how DAS works. I know how SAN works. I'm happy with this, but I need a single solution can offer me data local plus SAN storage. Otherwise, I can say DAS plus SAN. I need these two in single solution because DAS offers me data local. That's very important for me. And SAN offers shared storage. That is also very important for me. I can't have two different technology like DAS and SAN in one technology and so forth. So get me a new solution which can offer me this. This is where HCI got introduced, hyper converged infrastructure. It converges the no different infrastructure into single pool. Okay. So we discuss about DAS, we discuss about SAN. So now we understand each and every technology like advantage and disadvantage. And then we have something called HCI. The HCI is data local and shared storage. And then it's other way you can say that DAS and SAN. Okay. So now I said DAS and SAN. So now what are the requirement for HCI? Okay. So what are the requirement for HCI? So if it is DAS server, I need CPU plus memory plus disk controller, or I can say local controller, then I need disks. These are my primary requirement if I need to set up a DAS. If I buy a server, the server will have, or if you buy a laptop, laptop will have CPU, memory, local storage controller. This is local storage controller. Without controller, you can't directly write the data to the disk. So you can have a disk, but at the back end, you also have a controller. So the controller can only write and read the data for you. If you have multiple disks, all the disk gets connected to the local storage controller who controls the read and write of data to the server. Okay. So if I need SAN, what I need, SAN will have a CPU plus memory. This we say that we get it from server. Here all we get it from single server, but here we get CPU and memory only from server. Then additionally we need a storage controller plus disk that we get it from SAN. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, for any server, we need CPU, we need memory, we need controller, and we need disk. Even if it is DAS or SAN, we still need all these four. Okay. How do you get all these four? That matters. In a DAS, the server brings all this. In a SAN, the SAN brings all this. Server plus SAN is offering all this. Now HCI, what is required in HCI? Since I said DAS and SAN, I take all these, okay? But now let's compare this. What is required for HCI? So HCI requires CPU plus memory and storage. These are the common one, right? So now what I do, I buy DAS server. I buy DAS server to set up the HCI. So when I buy DAS server, I get CPU, memory, local storage controller, and disk. Right? I get all this. Now I get all this. So if I look into SAN, SAN has CPU, memory, storage controller, disk. So pretty much, we have completed all this with the DAS. So if I need to set up a HCI, I need a DAS server. That's very simple. The requirement for HCI is DAS server. Okay, because the DAS server already have CPU, memory, local storage, controller. Now this is simple. Next is we need shared storage, correct? This is to create local storage, data local, but what about shared storage? Who does shared storage in SAN? We have something called SAN controller. The SAN controller in SAN creates the shared storage. Likewise, here I have something called virtual storage controller. Who does or who creates shared storage? This might be a little confusing. Let me repeat again. If I need to set up a DAS, I need this. If I need to set up a SAN, based my environment or SAN-based data center. So I need a server. The server will have CPU and memory, and then I need a SAN controller. The SAN controller will have a disk. Why do I need this controller? Because this if you compare this both of this controller, this controller will create only local storage. This controller will create a shared storage. So if I need to set up a HCI, I need a DAS server because it's a DAS plus SAN. So from DAS, I take CPU, memory, local storage controller plus disk. From the SAN, I take a SAN storage. Instead of SAN storage controller, I'll go with virtual storage controller. Because CPU, memory, I get it from DAS server, which I already purchased. And disk is also part of the local server. Okay. So next, why do I need this virtual storage controller? We will be going to discuss now. Okay. So now this is HCI. HCI brings me DAS and SAN, which means data local and shared storage. Okay. So now HCI is very clear. Now what requirement for HCI? I need x86 server. This server will bring compute and compute CPU, memory, and storage. That's very clear. Now I need local storage, SSD or hard disk or NVMe. It can be anything. Next is I need a intelligence software. Okay, these are the primary requirement for HCI. Okay, so we can know after finishing this, you can understand this more detail. But so far, just keep this as it is. Move forward to this. If I want to set up a HCI, I need x86 server. So for x86 server, I go to HPE or Dell or Cisco servers, or I go with Lenovo, IBM, Intel. There are a lot of different competitors vendors in the market who manufacture and sell the servers in the market. So I go and buy the hardware from any one of this. For local storage, we have Samsung, WD, and a lot of different vendors in the market who manufacture and sell the hard disk or disk, any disk. Okay. So now coming to the intelligent software, this is the very important point. So this intelligent software, if you choose a vendor, that vendor is going to be your HCI vendor because HCI is coming in the form of this intelligent software. Because x87, you get it from a hardware vendor, local storage, you get it from different vendor. But who is going to give this intelligence software? That company is going to be your HCI vendor. So if I say virtualization, okay, if I say the virtualization software, if you take VMware, then VMware is your virtualization vendor, right? If you buy Hyper-V, Hyper-V is going to be your virtualization vendor. So from Hyper-V, I download the software called Microsoft Hyper-V. From Microsoft, I download a software called Microsoft Hyper-V. If my vendor is VMware, I'll buy VMware ESXi as a software from the VMware site. Likewise, I have an intelligent software from HCI company. So most of the companies or every companies in HCI market, they design or they develop an intelligent software. So now HP SimpliVity, Dell VxRail, Cisco HyperFlex, which is no more, but still I include. Okay. Then VMware vSAN. And then finally we have Nutanix. Okay. So for HCI, I have three primary requirements. x86 server, I'll go with any one of this vendor. For local storage, this server comes with Samsung or AWT or Intel storage. That's okay. But intelligent software, this is the important area. This is where I need to decide which HCI vendor I'm planning to go. These are, these are the companies who, these are the products from different companies. HP is a company, SimpliVity is their product. Dell is a company, VxRail is their HCA product. Cisco is a company, HyperFlex is their, HCA product. VMware is a company, vSAN is their HCA product. Likewise, Nutanix is a company, Nutanix HCI is their technology. Okay, they don't have any different name like VxRail SimpliVity. They just call it as Nutanix HCI. Okay, so they may have a different names. Each and every company they may have a different name, but the technology is simplicity. Simplicity means it's a HCI technology. Okay, so now I decide I leave it to my manager for any choosing this service. But intelligent software, this is where no, as an administrator, your input is really matters, because you need to tell your manager we have to go for this vendor. When we choose this vendor, we are going to get a lot of advantages. Okay, so now I understand what is HCI now, but in HCI, I have so many competitors and I need to get more confident to decide which vendor I should go for. Okay, so now let's do a small comparison. HCI vendor. Okay, so let's take HPE Simplicity, VxRail from Dell, Cisco Hyperflex, VMware vSAN, Azure Stack HCI, Nutanix HCI. Okay, so now first question. Do they own or manufacture hardware? HP Simplicity, yes, their major business is manufacturing the hardware or manufacturing the server. Yes. Dell VxRail, yes. Cisco Hyperflex, yes. VMware vSAN, no. VMware does not manufacture, does not sell any hardware. They support all the servers in the market. Azure Stack HCI, no. Nutanix HCI is also no. Sorry, Nutanix is yes. They are not manufacturing hardware, but they own a hardware like Supermicro servers. They rebrand and sell it in the market. Okay. They buy Supermicro server, rebrand and sell it in the market. But end of the day, Nutanix have their own hardware. Okay. This is good. Do they have own hypervisor? What are the hypervisors? We have ESXi, Hyper-V, and Red Hat. So HP Simplicity, do they have their own hypervisor? Answer is no, because HP is only a hardware company. For hypervisor, they use ESXi or Hyper-V or Red Hat. VxRail from Dell, hypervisor, ESXi or Hyper-V. Cisco Hyperflex, no, ESXi or Hyper-V. For VMware vSAN, yes, ESXi. Azure Stack HCI, yes, Hyper-V. Nutanix HCI, yes, they have their own hypervisor called AHV, Acropolis Hypervisor. This is their own hypervisor. Okay. And again, this is not their own, this is the open source. Like we have something called KVM. They take the open source, rebrand, and sell it in the market. Okay. Next, do you have freedom to choose different server? So if I go with the HP Simplicity, the HP Simplicity is the HCA product from HPE. If I ask HPE Simplicity so team that, hey, I buy software from you. I mean, I'll use Simplicity, but for server, I don't want to use HPE. I want to use Dell. So mixing Dell with HPE, is that something support? HPE team says no. You are forced to buy only my hardware. You are forced to buy only HPE hardware. So you don't have a freedom for even, HP Simplicity. This is an answer. Okay. And for VxRail, no, they don't support because they support only their hardware. Cisco, same. They don't support other hardware. They only support their hardware for Hyperflex. VMware vSAN, yes, they support any server from the market. Azure Stack HCI, yes. Nutanix is yes. They support any server from the market. Okay. So next is freedom to choose different hypervisor. So HP is simplicity. Answer is yes, they support, Microsoft Hyper-V, they support VMware ESXi. For Dell, yes, same. Okay, so yes. For Cisco HyperFlex, yes, they don't have their own hypervisor. They support different hypervisor. VMware vSAN, no, because they only support ESXi. Azure Stack HCI, no, because they only support Hyper-V. Nutanix, we support all hypervisor. We support our own hypervisor AHV. We support ESXi. We support Microsoft Hyper-V. So we have a freedom to choose different hypervisor here. Next is important point is free hypervisor. Am I going to get free hypervisor from these companies? So if I take HP SimpliVity, hey, can you give me free hypervisor? HP says, hey, I don't have my own hypervisor because I already said I don't have my own hypervisor. For hypervisor, I use ESXi or Hyper-V. So VMers, no, they sell the ESXi for no, they are not going to sell for free of cost. And you know that recently Broadcom acquired VMware, and after that they also increase the licensing cost. Because of that, a lot of customers migrating from VMware to Nutanix. So answer free hypervisor, no, because Hyper-V, HP has no own hypervisor. They depend with VMware and Microsoft Hyper-V. If I take VxRail Dell, same. Cisco HyperFlex, same. They don't have own hypervisor, so can't they offer free hypervisor? VMware vSAN is VMware has ESXi. It's their own hypervisor, but they can't give it for free. So answer is no. Azure Stack HCI is also having licensed product, but Nutanix HCI, answer is yes. They give free hypervisor. So if I have 1,000 servers, I get 1,000 free hypervisor. I don't need to pay any amount to Nutanix. Whereas if I go with SimpliVity or any different solution, they might use VMware ESXi or Microsoft Hyper-V. Even if they use any one of these, I still need to pay the licensing cost to the respective company. So with that, with the Nutanix HCI, I get an advantage that I don't need to pay license. I get a free hypervisor. So if we look into this overall comparison, we have yes, 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 yes for every field for Nutanix. But other side, if you see this answer from other vendors, we have no, in somewhere like we have no. But forget about these no's. Only this is very, very important because this gives me a business benefit for my customer or my team because I don't need to pay even single rupee to Nutanix for hypervisor. I get a free hypervisor. This is the one reason Nutanix is so popular, so success in the market because every company, every vendor, they look for cost saving and at the same time they look for enterprise level features. So since Nutanix brings the enterprise level features and low licensing costs or zero licensing costs or zero cost hypervisor, that actually adds a lot of value to my customer. This is the primary reason. Now, most of the customers are migrating their environment to Nutanix HCI. Okay, so we discuss about DAS. DAS offers data local, but at the same time, DAS has a disadvantage that it can't share the storage. SAN can give me shared storage, but it does not give me no local storage. So I'm looking for some solution which gives me an advantage of DAS and SAN. This is where HCI. So HCI brings x86 server and local storage, and there is an intelligent software. This is intelligent software. I can get it from any vendor. If I buy this software from HPE, then my HCI solution is going to be HPE SimpliVity. If I buy it from Dell VxRail is going to be my HCA solution. If I buy it from Nutanix, then Nutanix HCA is my HCA solution. But if I have a question now, which vendor I should go, you have to tell this one free hypervisor because only Nutanix can give you free hypervisor. And this adds a lot of value to my customer. Hence, I'm happy to take Nutanix HCA as my HCA vendor. Okay. So now let me quickly take this So HCI, x86 base compute, storage resource, and intelligence software. So as I already said, I can get x86 compute from any vendor without any requirement. Storage resource I can get from any vendor, but intelligent software, this is where I'll decide who is my HCA vendor. So there are a lot of companies in the market who sells this intelligent software, and those companies are HCA companies. Since Nutanix sells this, Nutanix is also a HCA company. But one change here, Nutanix is not selling. Nutanix is giving for free, free of cost. Okay, these are the primary requirement for setting up HCI. But what is Nutanix HCI? Nutanix is a company, and they are into the HCI technology. Their HCI product is enterprise cloud technology. Okay, but anyhow, we are going to send all these slides in the actual training. Since we have a restriction of time, within 1 hour I need to close this. So I'm talking only the important key points. Okay, so Nutanix is what is enterprise cloud? Enterprise cloud is suitable to or maybe you can say that if your product is if it offers agile and resiliency, automatic resiliency, and if that can be deployed so quickly, and if it makes the entire compute and storage so simple, then your product can be an enterprise cloud. So it offers enhanced performance, reduce the cost, and robust security. Okay, so Nutanix is an enterprise cloud product. But why? Because it is a web scale infrastructure. If it is enterprise cloud, you need to have a web scale infrastructure. I mean, through the browser or web, you can manage your environment. Then invisible operations. Yes, so there are a lot of artificial intelligence based management and monitoring available in the system. Application mobility, you can easily migrate a VM, and then security is their first design. Since it already met the enterprise cloud standard, so Nutanix is also an enterprise cloud OS. Okay, so what is the Nutanix enterprise cloud? Nutanix has three different products. First is Acropolis, Nutanix Prism, and Nutanix AOS. This AOS is the intelligence software. So every company will have a different name for the intelligence software. In Nutanix, we say Nutanix AOS. What is AOS? Acropolis Operating System. Okay, so this Nutanix AOS is an Acropolis operating system. This OS brings this intelligent software. We need to deploy this on every node. How to deploy this, that we will be discussing in the advanced training. So from design, from the sizing, how to pick up my hardware, how many IPs I require, how to give the cluster name, how many nodes my cluster require, what is the minimum number of node, maximum number of node, how resiliency is offered, what about disk failure, what about node failure, how about HA works, how about disaster recovery, protection, security, everything we are going to discuss in this 1.5 month training. By covering lab migration, how to migrate a VM from VMware to Nutanix, because I said, right, that because of the cost, and then Broadcom acquired VMware, that now VMware is almost, going down, and their business is very, very low. So Nutanix wanted to make use of this opportunity. So they have given a free license tool to free migration tool to migrate VMs from Nutanix, from VMware ESXi to Nutanix HCA. So the migration is going to be a part of this training. And then, resiliency, node failure, cluster failure, rack failure, block failure, all the different failures we are going to discuss. Okay, so it will be like day 0 to day 2. Day 0, after rack and stacking, what you require. Then after that, once you have all the detail handy, how to set up the cluster, what are the prerequisites I need to follow, and then how to create a VM, how to clone the VM, how to protect the VM, how to enable disaster recovery, and then how to migrate the VM. So these are the different courses, different scopes we are going to cover in this training. Okay, and we also have 3 different products from Enterprise Cloud: Acropolis, Prism, and AOS. We are going to spend more time on this. Okay, so as I said, AOS is an operating system that will have the intelligence software. That intelligence software is very important. Without that, we can't do anything. Okay, So finally, why Nutanix? Nutanix gives me free hypervisor. This is an enterprise cloud OS full stack model. When I say full stack model, whatever I needed for my data center, I can get it from Nutanix. If I need disaster recovery, if I need backup, if I need Kubernetes engine, if I need a NSX in VMware, you have NSX, right? Micro segmentation. If you need hybrid cloud, if you need private cloud, if you need encryption, if you need more performance like NVMe support, like whatever you need, you can get it from Nutanix. If you go with other vendors, so they are missing something. Like if I pick HPE for hypervisor, I need to go for other vendor like VMware. But in Nutanix, I can still use VMware Nutanix product, which is AHV. So for VMware, if I take VMware, they don't have their hardware, so I need to go for different vendor here. But Nutanix has own hardware, but anyhow, it's a rebrand, but still it's their own hardware. Hence, they are supporting own hardware. So likewise, if you take Kubernetes engine in VMware, we have a Tanzu. Here we have a Kubernetes engine NKP. So likewise, we have many products which is suitable for data center. This is where Nutanix sells or market their product is full stack model. It's a fully stack. You don't need to look for third party vendor here. Everything you get it from Nutanix. That's the beauty about Nutanix HCI. Multi-server, yes, we support HP, we support Dell, we support Cisco, we support IBM, Lenovo, Fujitsu class. A lot of no servers we support. And then we also support multiple hypervisor like ESXi, Microsoft Hyper-V, and then Nutanix, AOS, sorry, Nutanix AHV hypervisor. So we are not forcing you to choose any hypervisor or, server. It's a choice of you. You can decide. Okay. And then finally, we have one click activity, like a lot of maintenance thing. I can do it so easily. This makes system administrator life so easy in terms of log, in terms of viewing the task manager, and upgrading the environment. Everything is so easy in Nutanix. These are the reasons, now a lot of customers going to buy Nutanix. It's a solution, but the major reason is free hypervisor. Okay. So since Nutanix gives this free hypervisor, every company is planning to migrate their environment to Nutanix HCI. So now how to identify my customer to whom this HCI suits? If you are running VDI, if you are running Microsoft workloads, Splunk, big data, remote office or branch office, dev and test, Kubernetes engine, AI workloads, then Nutanix is highly recommended for those. So without any second thought, if you are planning or if your customer is planning to go for VDI, databases, Microsoft clustering, remote office, branch office, then, OpenStack deployment, OpenShift deployment, then disaster recovery requirement, hybrid cloud requirement, Kubernetes engine. If they want to run AI workloads, yes, they can take Nutanix as their HCI vendor. Okay. And then if you see the storage evaluation, we started from DAS, then we moved to junk bunch of disks, then we moved into RAID, and then we moved into SAN. Now we are into HCI. So each and every technology has some advantage and disadvantage, but every technology is going to sort out the disadvantage of its previous technology. So we are finally in the HCI. So it replaces all the disadvantage and from these different technology now. Okay. So after if you see before HCI, your environment looks like this. So you may have a couple of servers, then you have a storage switch like Brocade. It is connected to the SAN controller, and then you have a site application to the site too. So this is one site. Similar way, you may have another site deployed in the DR side. So how complex it is, you can see that, right? Now from this complex design, we are simplifying this. So I need just x86 server with local storage connected, and then I need the intelligent software. That intelligent software will be sold by Nutanix. Getting that software is so easy, nothing to worry. But if you see the overall topology, how complex this is and how simple this is. Okay, we still have a lot of different areas to discuss, like different storage, hybrid, all flash, different storage like M.2 SSD hard disk, what is SATA DOM.